let's get into the part that probably gets the most press, but to be honest, the part that's boring the hell out of us now at this point.
So let's get.
It's getting dragged on and dragged on and dragged on. It's over, guys, and that's of course the Saquon Barkley saga. Oh yes, the Saquon Barkley saga, and there's Joe Schoen looking a little nervous and not so cool, looking at the cell phone there, making calls he didn't want to make. During the combine, Shane talked about it a little bit, and you kind of got the vibe that Shane knew that Saquon was going to get more money elsewhere, but he wanted his pitch to include things like, hey, play a few more years for the Giants, build the legacy there. Maybe you'll be in the Ring of Honor eventually. We heard that kind of talk during this as well, the offseason. That kind of stuff came out as well. That would be part of their pitch. At the very end of the show, though, is where we really got the Saquon news. So Joe Schoen is sitting there talking to Saquon's agent. He says he doesn't want him to be disrespected by any offers, so the Giants will let him test the market. He says if Saquon wants to come back and be a Giant, he wants him to have a conversation once he gets the chance to test the market. He then calls Saquon. He awkwardly, I'm putting it this way myself. This is nobody else but me saying this. Rob, you can agree or disagree. We didn't talk about this beforehand. He awkwardly shoots the breeze for a moment. And it was the most awkward shooting of the breeze conversation I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It really was. Like, hey, how's it going? Are you in Jersey? Like, what? Like, for those who didn't watch the episode yet, and I hope you watched the episode before you watch this, so
especially after an hour and 32 minutes into this.
Seriously, spoiler alert. But it's like, it's definitely, it was definitely an awkward conversation. Like, this was the conversation you have with the guy that you work with that you don't really like and you don't really want to talk to him on a regular basis, but you kind of have to have somewhat of a relationship with. And that's not to say that Shane doesn't like him personally. But we've gotten the vibe this whole show so far that Shane didn't want to keep Saquon. And you could tell by the way this conversation went that Barkley and his people probably knew that as well. That's kind of the vibe that I got. Like, they kind of knew where this was headed from the get-go.
I wouldn't. The only rebuttal I would say against that is not so much they knew that the Giants didn't want to keep them, that they just knew the Giants weren't going to pay them, which is a different statement. They're saying that they didn't want.
Yeah, like if they could have got him at $6-7 million a year, they would have kept him all day long.
Yeah.
But they weren't going to pay him 12-13. Weren't going to do it. But yeah, so he basically just tells Barkley, what he told his agent. He asked for his word on circling back to the Giants, which was interesting. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, he point blank asked him, like, will you give me your word you'll come back to us with any offers, basically. Like, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact verbiage he used there, but it's basically, what he said. And Saquon assured him that the Giants is where he wants to be, but he never really gave him his word. That's the weird part. So there's been some alluding to the fact that trailers kind of made it seem as if maybe Saquon didn't come back. I don't know if he did or didn't. We're going to find out. We know the Giants never gave him an official offer. That's been confirmed. But we don't know if he ever really came back to the Giants with the offer. So, we'll probably find it out next week on. But
as the Hard Knocks turns.
Seriously, it's like they're just dragging the story out, guys. They're just dragging it. It's almost like HBO and the Max people kind of think that this is the highlight for most people, so they got to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out there. So that's what they're doing. This is more dragons than the Game of Thrones here. It's just getting bad. So hopefully next week brings an end to that saga, and we can get into fun things. Get into the Brian Burns trade getting done. Let's get into the free agency. Let's get into that kind of fun stuff there. That's the stuff I want to see. I don't want to keep dwelling on people that are gone. It's like I say at work all the time when someone leaves. We don't speak ill of the dead. They're gone.
He's gone. See you later. Bye.
Exactly. So,
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.